What's up, my dooski? Eric Wyden, I appreciate that membership, dog. Sorry to some of you guys that I haven't gotten to your shout out yet. I will be getting to all these member shout outs really soon. Just getting back into making the videos again. But either way, Malcolm Stewart finally getting that top 4 fatty ride, dude. It's about damn time. That's all I got to say. So we just got the information that Malcolm Stewart has signed with the Star Racing Yamaha team for 2021, but he's going to be in the 450 side, 450 division of the Star Racing Yamaha team, which they have never had a 450 division up to this point, but they are starting a 450 division, and they basically took Plessinger from the other 450 Yamaha team because it's kind of falling apart. So you're not going to have like what Plessinger and Barsha was on, right? That team is going to be no more. But then now you're going to have the Star Yamaha 450. It's going to be like an all-in-one. You know, it's going to be a mecha team. It's the biggest factory Yamaha 250 team, and it's going to be the only real factory Yamaha 450 team for 2021 as well. So they're going to now have Plessinger, Ferrandis, and Malcolm Stewart on the 450 side of this Star Racing Yamaha team, and then obviously they're going to have all the 250 guys on there. So this is really good for Malcolm. Dude, I still think back to when Malcolm won that 250 title, and then he just didn't get put on a big factory team. That was super weird. I still don't understand what happened there. He has been way deserving of a, top of the line, factory Kawasaki 450 ride or factory Honda 450 ride. I mean, obviously Moto Concepts kind of picked him up for a minute, but I'm talking like he should have got a way better ride than what he did for winning that Supercross title, like period. And, I mean, we've seen flashes of brilliance out of Malcolm Stewart, even on a 450, on one of these like B-tier, teams that aren't like full-blown factory teams. So it really shocks me that, and the fact that, I mean, hello, he's James Stewart's brother, like, he's already got that like built-in James Stewart training, been at the JS7 compound training, been riding with James Stewart all these years. He knows all the little James Stewart tricks. I'm not necessarily saying he's like, obviously he's not like better than James Stewart, but you see what I'm saying. Like he's been around James Stewart. He's had really good mentorship. He's kind of been led down all the right roads for this thing. So hold up, boys. Tea break. Gotta drink that tea, my dudes. Oh, there we go. So yeah, I mean, I was just dumbfounded by that you could go in there and win a 250 Supercross title and then not even get a factory ride for the next year. And when I say factory, I mean like top of the line factory ride, like, the factory Honda team, factory Yamaha team, factory Kawasaki team, factory, Husqvarna team, like that, the biggest of the big team of each one of these manufacturers. You just expect these guys to get that when they win a Supercross title. I mean, good Lord, Joey Savacci got a spot on the full-blown Monster Energy Kawasaki 450 team, and he didn't even win a 250 Supercross title. And I hate to say it, but Adam Cincerillo, I mean, he didn't even win. He didn't even actually win a Supercross title. Granted, he got about as close as you possibly could without winning it, but still, my point being, like, Malcolm Stewart literally won a 250 Supercross title back in, like, 16, I think it was. And it wasn't like he just got directly put on, HRC 450 Honda team right there with Roxanne or whatever. He didn't get put on that team. So I'm still not sure what happened with that, but that should not have went down like that. Malcolm Stewart deserved much more than what he ended up getting after he won that 250 Supercross title. And then, ever since then, I mean, we've seen flashes of brilliance. So It's just time. It's time one of these big name 450 teams gave Malcolm Stewart a chance so we can actually see what he's made of, see what his true potential is on a full-blown factory 450 team, because he's never really got that chance before, right? I think he was trying to kind of put something together when right before James Stewart retired. They were kind of trying to put their own little team thing together, and that kind of fell through. So maybe that was the deal with that. I don't really know exactly, but normally when you win a 250 Supercross title, like, one of these big teams is going to pick you up, period. I mean, there's a lot of guys that's, hell, Christian Craig just got a chance on that HRC, 450 factory Honda team in outdoors. And he definitely ain't never won a Supercross title. I mean, oh my God. It's just weird. The politics in this whole motocross team industry is bizarre. I mean, they will keep some people around for so long it don't even make sense, and then they'll come over here and give somebody that deserves a chance, like, not even a chance. It's so weird. I don't understand it. There's a lot of weird political, connections and crap that goes on with that, and I don't know. I don't know what happened to that situation. But either way, we're going to get to see Malcolm Stewart on a full-blown factory 450. So, Star Racing Yamaha has been the full-blown factory 250 Yamaha effort for the past, however many years now, 6, 7, 8, something like that. But so they're definitely going to be getting the full-blown Yamaha factory in-house level factory 450 support, just like the team that Barsha and Plessinger was on these past couple years, right? It's going to be the same level, the same caliber of team. Could even turn out to be better. You never know. But what I'm saying, though, is like this Star 450 Yamaha team is not like a B-tier team. It's not like a Rock River Yamaha team or like a Club MX Yamaha team. You know what I mean? It's the real deal. It's the full-blown... if you can't win on that bike, I don't know what to tell you. It's kind of like being on, factory Husqvarna or Monster Energy Kawasaki. I mean, it might not be quite to the level of Monster Energy 450 Kawasaki. It may take them a year to kind of figure out their stuff with the bike and all that and the team, because this is technically going to be the first year Star Yamaha actually had a 450 side to their team. So it may take them kind of a year there, but it'll be really, I mean, they got a stacked set of guys on there. So that's pretty awesome. It's kind of crazy. James Stewart never really found his vibe on that Yamaha after he had won that title in like 09, I think it was. He struggled on that JGR Yamaha, which it seems like everybody struggles on that JGR team, period. I mean, it's starting to get to a point where it's like, come on now. I mean, there is so many dudes that goes to that JGR team and just cannot put it together, man. I mean, I don't know what's going on over there, but I certainly wouldn't have blamed the bike when it was JGR Yamaha, because JGR pretty much still sucks, even on the Suzuki. May even be worse on the Suzuki. I don't know. But, there ain't nobody really just went over there to JGR and, made it big or really, started winning a bunch of main events or anything like that. I mean, Stewart got, 2 or 3 wins that year he was on JGR Yamaha. But other than that, I mean, it ain't been good, smooth sailing. So, but we'll see what they can do, man. He looks sharp on the bike. He's got a little bit of time to practice and trained up to 2021. He's got a lot of good guys around him. Obviously, he's got, Ferrandis is hungry. He's wicked on the 250, just getting on the 450. I don't really know what's going to happen with Plessinger. That's kind of interesting. I'm surprised he still has a 450 ride, to be completely honest with you. I mean, yeah, he did win a Supercross and an outdoor title, but Plessinger's starting to get at that 3-4 year range. He's starting to get in that junior-senior range division where he better start proving something or he's going to be going somewhere else. It's kind of like what Cooper Webb was starting to get into a little bit on that Yamaha team. He had to start doing something or changing something, or it wasn't going to be good, So, but this is cool. Malcolm did pretty well at the start of was it this season or last season? I can't remember. He was on a Honda. He was on that Bullfrog Spa Honda, right? And he did pretty good, and then he had the wreck where the chain came off and the whoops and broke his femur and all that. But up to that point, I mean, he had flashes of like James Stewart speed. He had flashes of just wicked 450 speed. So, you know, if I was one of these big manufacturer teams, I would not be worried about signing Malcolm Stewart on a factory 450. Like, I mean, that's pretty much like, first of all, I mean, with how famous James Stewart was, just having Malcolm Stewart on your team is going to add a certain level of, you know, excitement, clout, fun factor. I don't really know what you would call it, but it's going to get everybody more energized, you know? Malcolm Stewart's a cool guy. He keeps it light, keeps it fun. I mean, it's only a good thing. And he, like I say, when you James Stewart's brother and you've been around, you've been racing right there with your brother like that, you've been at the JS7 compound, Malcolm Stewart's gotten some one-of-a-kind level training over the years from his older brother, and that's big, you know? And if his older brother starts getting more involved in the sport again and coming back, you know, obviously he's going to be around whatever team Malcolm Stewart's involved with, so might be a little awkward. Stewart, you know, saying all those negative things about Yamaha and then kind of coming back to Yamaha around the Yamaha pits might be a little, oh, hey, you know, might be a little weird, but other than that, this is really cool. Really happy for Malcolm. He should have got this ride back. He should have got a ride to this a caliber, a ride to this level, a ride to this caliber back in like 2017, you know? He just should have. He should not even have had to have tried to grind on those B-tier teams like Bullfrog Spa, you know, all those other kind of not to the full-blown factory level, but one step down, you know? They should have at least given him 1 or 2 years chance on a full-blown factory Honda or something like that. They definitely should have done that. No question about it. So, just saying, I mean, if you win a 250 Supercross title, like, that should be the direct ticket to a 450, you know, full-blown 450 factory spot. You know what I mean? It just should be. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of them that win 2 Supercross titles or like a Supercross and a motocross title that get a ride, but I mean, even with Jeremy Martin, you know, he won 2 outdoor titles, and he's been struggling to get himself on a 450 team this whole time, which is kind of weird. But, you know, I mean, I feel like they want you to prove yourself in Supercross above all else because that's where the big money is. That's where the lights and the fame and the everything like that. And the fact that Malcolm Stewart did win a 250 Supercross title, it's like, what more do you want from the guy? I mean, give him a chance. Like, hello. He was obviously capable of winning a 250 Supercross title. You need to at least give him a chance on one of these big teams. So now they're finally doing it. So I'm really happy about that. I think you're going to see great things out of Ferrandis, Malcolm Stewart. Obviously, I think Cincerillo is going to come out swinging. We'll see what happens to Tomac. I think Tomac's starting to get in a pickle now because he's got a lot of these younger guys just getting better and better and better. Now it's starting to get competitive again. You know, they're for a 2 or 3, 4 year stretch right after Dungey retired. That shit was just not as competitive, man. It really wasn't. Like the years that, you know, Anderson won the title and then Webb came in and won the title. I mean, man, like anybody could have won those titles. You know what I mean? It just wasn't as, you didn't have as many up-and-coming, really fast guys. You know, now you've got Cincerillo. He's going to be knocking on the door next year, period. Like, it would not shock me in the slightest if Cincerillo didn't come out and win the Supercross and the motocross title next year. So you've got that. You've got Ferrandis coming up. You've got Sexton. You've got Roxon still there. You've got Osborne now really getting on his feet. You know, you got all these other guys. Muscan's still there, obviously. You got a lot of things coming together to where it's not going to be as easy to win that Supercross title in 2021 as it would have been the last, you know, 3 and 4 years. It's not going to be that easy. So now you're starting to get that more competition again, where I don't know if Tomac's going to do it again. I really don't know. I kind of think Cianciarulo is going to do it, to be completely honest with you, but Spency Boy, the tea sipper, the predictor, Spency Boy, news boy, either way. Appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, dudes.